Okay, hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Easy Markets Daily Picture International with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 21st of November, 2023. So, yeah, welcome, everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest. I'll disappear from that little left corner and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us, yes, and yeah, we'll be happy to help you out, guys. Now, let's jump into the charts. We have a busy list here. I mean, I need to go through all of this, and yes, of course, just to let you know that look, tomorrow and on Thursday and on Wednesday, or Wednesday, tomorrow and on Thursday and on Friday, there won't be any Daily Pitch International, so I will resume on Monday. Oh, excuse me. There we go. Yeah, so apologies for that. Look, I think I'm getting a little bit of a cold or something like that. Just great, just before my break. That's what I need. Exactly. Anyway, guys, look, so as always, I wanted to pick up from Nikkei as just a quick one here. Look, some of these instruments, I'm just gonna go fly through it very quickly, just because I talked about this yesterday, and just I wanted to kind of pick up and see how we're getting along, because again, a few things might have changed or might be in the works. So. Nikkei 225. Look, after we broke the upper side of this rising channel, we traveled higher, but we are currently finding good resistance near that 33,485. And as I said to you yesterday, that as long as that barrier remains intact, maybe could be a bit of a retracement here back down, and maybe a test of the upper side of the rising channel here. And if it provides good support, a rebound here could be possible. So let's keep an eye on that. But this is where I need to kind of adjust a few things from yesterday. Basically, my downside scenario here will be if we do drop and stay below this upper side of the rising channel, then yes, I will consider maybe a bit of a larger retracement here to the downside. Just bear with me one moment. Let me clear up my nose, and I'll be right back. And I can breathe again. There we go. Fantastic. So, guys, jumping into China 50. So we are at a very interesting spot. So again, we've flirted with this downside line. Look, it's not the most significant trend line that we could have here, but okay, look, I have it on the chart for now. It's a tentative one, of course, but we're getting that little kind of breakout here. The question is, will it be a false breakout or something? Yesterday, we also got that drop below my 11,925 zone as well. So but then it created a false breakout. So for now, I would say this way, that look, there is a good chance for this one to move higher. However, a confirmation break here is needed, and I need that kind of pop again above this area, above this downside line, and additionally a push above that 12,200 zone somewhere around here near the 50-day EMA. And if that gets cleared, then certainly yes, I will aim for some higher levels initially for that 12,284, and then the 100-day EMA. But look, in general, the theory should remain this, that or the scenario should remain this, that according to the theory, that while we remain below a trend line, let's say below a downside trend line, then yes, the trend remains to the downside. However, given that we're flirting very, very strongly with that downside line, so that's where I'm kind of a little bit, cautious about, let's say, downside scenarios. That's why my downside scenario is from around here. ASX 200. So we got a bit of a pop here, a push higher from this hurdle. I'm still going to say the same thing what I said yesterday, that for my downside scenario, I need to see a drop below that 7,064 territory right here. And if I get that, then great. I will consider a larger correction to the downside. So this is what I talked about yesterday. This morning we got the RBA meeting minutes. So basically, just kind of these minutes, I don't know. I don't really look at them too much because kind of they confirm what was said in the meeting. If you've missed the meeting, then yeah, maybe it's it's good to have a read through, but in general, I think that they understand, the RBA understands that inflation is going down, but they are willing to jump in because it's still not close where they would like to have that that inflation. So just to remind our viewers, Australia's inflation is currently sitting at 5.4, so kind of the highest from all the kind of developed, let's say, countries. Whereas, let's say, US is going down, like it's around 3.2. You have your Eurozone inflation at 2.9. So yeah, that's why for now I would say there is a greater chance of more rate hikes in Australia than anywhere else, just because inflation is nowhere near that kind of range of between 2 and 3%. Now, and that of course kind of could put pressure on the ASX 200 still, so that's why I think maybe we got that positivity, but the market is not willing, not kind of rallying yet or something. So look, in general, what I'm going to do from the technical perspective here is that I'm gonna while it remains in here below this downside line but above this 7,064 territory, I'm going to remain neutral. Once it starts clearing one of the sides, then yes, I'll start examining the next short-term directional move. Dow Jones Industrial Average. See, yesterday, beautiful retracement here. Look at this pop here. Look at this move. Okay, look, I need to remove this Fibonacci, no longer needed. So what I talked about previously was that if we do pop and stay above that 35,167 territory, then yes, I will get more excited with the upside. Initially, I said to you that I will start examining higher levels if we do pop above this barrier, the 35,079 tick. Oh, by the way, there we go, in the chat room. Good morning, everyone. I'm the first one in the chat room. There we go. So for now, I mean, everything seems to be working out okay. I mean, we're traveling higher. My target is the 35,357. That's the highest point of September. Now, question, will we reach that, or we are actually gonna, maybe break this steep upside line? Eventually, we will have to break it. But I'm really concerned when will that happen, because look, I mean, it's going for like another fourth week of gains, and I mean, look at the steep up move from around 32,400 all the way to 35,000 kind of 200 already. So 3,000 just in a in 3 weeks. I mean, that is just spectacular. So I mean, we've done that before, for example here, but hey, still, I think that there is potential for this one to go further north. My question is just by how much more we're gonna go. Yeah, so this is the tricky bit for me right now. I mean, yes, there is still kind of a potential here for some upside, but again, for how much long? Because the market is still very unstable. I mean, yes, we are. I think this whole rally is kind of more of a speculation on the Christmas rally, like this Thanksgiving in the U.S., of course. Normally the market tends to kind of rally, yes, I mean, but then harsh reality kicks in later on. So let me just quickly double check what happened last year. So as you can see, like back in from the around mid October, we started rallying, and we rallied quite significantly from, just let me double check. So from around here all the way to around here initially, before like having a significant correction. So that was like around 13%, 13.5%. I mean, that was yeah, like 29,000, and all the way, yes, yeah, 3,000, 4,000 points almost, basically. So in a way, what's happening right now, if we apply the same logic here, let me just grab this one. So I mean, applying the same logic, then we could see, let's say, overshooting the not the all-time high, but the all-time high is around here. Let me just put this one on the chart here. So the all-time high is around here, but maybe just a little bit higher than this. But look, I mean, somebody might say like, oh, we're looking for that third wave, so right now, so one wave we had, like another second, and then maybe the third one. So maybe the third one will be a strong one. But okay, look, I would say this way: don't rush into things. And another thing to consider, let's say, is something like this. Let me just put this on the chart. Just a sec. So if I grab the peak here, the all-time high, and drag the trend line, so basically that's where realistically for now we can target, which area we can target. We can target this downside line drawn from the highest point of January of 2022, guys. So, and that area is roughly around that 35,000 kind of 600 zone, something like that, approximately around there. And then we will take it from there. So, I mean, realistically, that's something that we can target for now. Saurabh Bola, good evening, everyone from India. Good evening to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate that. So I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Hope you're having a wonderful, trading day in general. I don't know which actually sessions do you trade. Do you mainly trade the let's say the Asian session, or actually do you wait for the European and the US ones? So actually, you'll drop me a message in there, let me know, because I'm quite curious. So that's the situation. Look, I mean, for now, let's get rid of this idea. For now, let's just stick to this upside line and continue targeting the upside, unless we break the upside line here. Then, yes, I will shift my attention to some lower levels. The S&P 500 also pushed nicely to the upside, so this Fibonacci did not work very well. Okay, that's fine. But the thing is that the other scenario worked, and look, we popped above the 4,540 zone. It talked about this. This confirmed the forthcoming higher high, and we've reached my target, the 4,565. That's the highest point of September. So we're currently getting a nice little hold up here. My question is, can we go further north? Well, at the moment, I would say if we do drop back below the 4,540 zone right here, then yes, I will consider a move lower. Of course, we are keeping a close eye on today's Fed meeting minutes. We're also getting, yes, the sort of RBA released theirs, and the Fed is now releasing theirs today as well. So maybe expect a little bit of volatility during that time. But before the event, the US will have there will be existing home sales, so that data will be coming out. So yeah, keep your eyes on that. At the moment, I think that the expectation is for the number to decline a little bit. Okay, let's wait and see. But yeah, looking at this picture, I mean, it seems that the market still wants to continue rallying. But at the same time, look, I am always a skeptic. I'm always that contrarian. And if by any chance we reverse back down here, back below the 4,540 zone right here, then yes, I will consider a move. We'll consider a move to the downside, a larger correction to the downside. NASDAQ 100. Also, look at this. Look at this. Is this the all-time high? Of course not. No, but we've cleared the highest point, the previous highest point of this year, and yes, that was around 16,061, 62 territory. We cleared it. We stayed above it. And now my question is, can we go further north? Well, for now, let's put it this way: as long as we remain above the previous highest point of this year, yes, I will continue targeting the upside. Looking at the picture here, I mean, these are my targets. These are the all-time highs for now. So look, I'm not saying that we might reach that exactly, no, but maybe we'll, settle down for something else here. Maybe actually this little level could be an interesting one. Yeah, there we go. I think this area is quite an interesting resistance zone. So 16,450 could be a nice good target, initial target, and then we'll take it from there. Because I don't want to rush into things. I want to see if this can be reached, and then we'll go from there. So the German index, DAX. Okay, guys, this one is, yes, it's trying to correct back down. Basically, it had a good run already. So, look, in my opinion, it needs to correct if it wants to go further north at some point later on. Now, I need something like this. I really need. But, okay, look, the market doesn't always do what I want it to do, of course. But certainly there is a potential here, and we could see maybe a bit of a corrective move higher unless we start popping above the this 16,000 mark. And if we do that, then yes, of course, more buyers here could join in. A forthcoming higher high will be confirmed. And then we'll have to just go from there, guys. So, long story short, if you're looking for some higher levels, then wait for a pop above the 16,000 mark. If you're looking for some lower levels, well, I think from the very short-term perspective, yes, ideally, I would like to see a test of that 23.6. But maybe just let's have a look at this little hurdle, this 15,918 on the futures. By the way, these are the futures. So if we do drop below that, then yes, I will consider a larger correction here to the downside. Let me just put this back like this. So I'll consider a move to the downside here towards that 23.6, and then we'll go from there. In terms of European data today, I think that we don't have much. No, we don't. So. Okay, we're gonna keep an eye on something else in that case, mainly probably the US. So, long story short, look, ideally, I would like to see a correction back down here. However, if let's say if the US indices continue to rally, then well, expect DAX to continue rallying as well, due to also the absence of important economic data. FTSE 100. So in terms of economic data, I talked about this yesterday, and I'll mention it very quickly. So we got the car registration numbers from from UK. So the month-on-month figure, of course, came out of decline. I mean, yesterday I talked about the area of around minus 40% or something like that. Yes, it kind of came close, to be honest. It came to at minus 43.7. So yeah, the market didn't like that, but not significantly. What I talked about yesterday, I said that if the number would come out, let's say twice lower than than minus 40, because historically that's what happened, and that's why I said that could make a bit of a shift. But given that we've minus 43.7, okay, it's kind of near, so that's why there's not much reaction in the footsies. But look, I'll say the same thing for the upside. I need to push above the 200 EMA in order to consider a move towards this downside line drawn from the high of the 15th of September. For the downside, well, this is where I will adjust my arrow here a little bit. For the downside, I need to see a drop below all of my EMAs and this 7,495 territory. If I get that, great. More sellers here could join in. US dollar. So continues to slide. Everything's in line with the expectation because yesterday I talked about this. I said that as long as we remain below the 103.82, I will aim lower. And there we go. We are aiming lower. We are still aiming for my target here, the 102.92, 86, something like that. Close enough to this area. So, and then we'll go from there. So that's my aim here. And look, I have nothing else to add. And I'm gonna keep a close eye on the existing home sales today, together with the FOMC meeting minutes. So. I mean, at the moment, the technical picture is actually working out better. So it's just, yeah, I'm leaning towards the downside, and yeah, that's what I'm going to stick to. If we, by any chance, start climbing back above the 103.82, I will consider a bit of a move to the upside here. Gold, not silver. Silver next time. And after this, gold. Look at this roller coaster ride. We declined. We pushed back up. I mean, this, of course, is very annoying, but yes, the weaker dollar is helping out gold here. And the thing that the kind of the further escalation in the Middle East, that's what's also fueling gold. And look, I talked about this and I said that in order for me to go higher, I need to see a push above the 1992 territory. Well, that's where we're kind of getting almost here. So my next target is the 2009 zone, or initially, of course, my next target is the psychological 2000 level, but then after that, I'm targeting the 2009, and then I'll take it from there. For the downside, I'll take a very conservative approach here for now. And if we do fall back below the 1962 territory, I will consider a move lower. But look, even if, let's say, if it retraces back down, stalls here somewhere, I will then maybe reevaluate things. Maybe I'll lift my barrier for the downside a little bit higher, but not now. Silver. Silver is still stuck. Yes, yesterday's roller coaster ride also proved to be quite an interesting one for the bulls. And there we go. We are near this downside line again. So if we do break the downside line, great. I will go for some higher levels. For now, I am just, like I said, stuck here, and yesterday's analysis is still valid because what I said to you yesterday, that I need to see a break of this downside line. I need to see the body of the daily candle remaining above this area in order to go further north. Oh, there we go. The Saurabh Bola. Basically, my messages, I think they're coming through. I think there's a lag in the chat, in the live chat. I think that, I don't know, maybe it's going through screening or something like that. So, but yeah, your chat, your comments are coming through a little bit long. It takes a while for them to come through. Just let me quickly read. So I usually trade this in the stock market, like NZDUSD in India, hold stocks, trade BSD, and sometimes Forex too. You're advertising your YouTube channel. I see. No, okay. No, if somebody wants to check it out, feel free. I see that you decided. Okay, I got it. You decided to advertise yourself. Okay, fantastic. So You know, guys, whatever, feel free. Not that I'm really, like I say, we all want to, you know, we all want to create something and to do something. So I always support all this. So just, you know, if you in general, it's a little bit unethical, I would say, but to advertise, you know, your own something during somebody else's webinars and stuff. But if you feel that way, you know, then okay. I mean, but you know, I'm just saying that it's a little bit unethical. But anyway, we're all different. Look, jumping in. So yeah, that's silver. That's my situation with silver. In general, silver yesterday worked out nicely because look, we fell below the 23.62 territory, and then we drifted lower, almost reached my EMAs, and then reversed back to the downside. So once again, I'm going to keep an eye on this little hurdle here. And if you do want to kind of consider some higher levels, then yes, wait for at least a breakthrough, one of them on here that I have on my chart. Copper. So if you remember, last week I talked about copper and I said to keep your eyes on some of the barriers. Now, first of all, I said that, look, if we do climb back above the 50-day EMA, I'll consider a move towards the 100-day EMA tick. And if that gets cleared, then the 3.72 territory right here, tick, beautiful breakout. Next target is the 200-day EMA tick, and then I said finally it will be this downside line that I will be aiming for, and there we go. So we got that kind of move here. So look, we didn't hit that exactly, but I always take the area, and I think that worked out perfectly. So back to the drawing board now. If we want to go higher from this point, I would say you have to leave it a little bit, and if we can break that downside line, then yes, great. More buyers here could join in. You know, we could start shifting towards that psychological 4 level, or even above. But at the moment, I just want to see what's going to happen here, because look, in general, as the theory goes, that while we remain below a trend line, then the trend is still, if the trend line remains intact, then yes, another decline here could be possible. So the trend in general remains, you know, to the downside, if the downside line remains intact. The same story is with the upside line, just the opposite. So long story short, I would say for now, let's keep an eye on this downside line. If it holds, okay, maybe a bit of a retracement back down here could be possible, but I think it would be logical to keep to wait for a drop below the 200-day EMA in order to go lower. Now, WTI oil. WTI oil is yes, it broke my downside line, the steeper one, and it's great. So basically, now I would say, so far so good. I'm aiming for my 79.77 territory here, and then I'll go from there. So we broke the downside line, we remain above it. Hey, I will consider a move to the upside, just a little bit, not much, but just a little bit. And then we'll go from there. For the downside. Now, for the downside, I need to get rid of this downside line. I need to adjust a few levels here. This highlight zone can go. I think that I no longer need this. I think I'll reuse it around here. I'll reuse these. Maybe I'll keep this one for now, the 73.90 zone. That could be an interesting one. But for now, I would say if we, in order for me to go lower, a drop back below the 74.92 territory would be required, and then slowly I'll go from there. Wheat, something that I looked at yesterday, just to kind of to let you know that I said to you that 547 zone, that's what I'm keeping a close eye on. If we do clear it, my next target is the 540, and if that gets cleared, a forthcoming lower low will be confirmed, and then we could start aiming for that psychological 500 zone, and then we'll go from there. For the upside on this one, I would need to see at least a move back above the 50-day EMA in order to go higher. Cotton. So cotton. B Investors Futures. Hi, good morning. Good morning to you too. I hope you're having a wonderful start of Tuesday. So very happy to see you here, guys. So Cotton, there we go. Beautiful pop yesterday. Look, I talked about this. I remember if I said last week, yesterday as well, I said that while we remain above the upper side of the, or sorry, not the upper side, the lower side of the range here, then yes, because again, this is not ideal range. I have to kind of point this out again because it's kind of the area, that's the range. So that's why I have my wide levels, wide areas here. So we remained above the lower side. So I said that if we do continue to trade above the lower side of the range, then yes, we could see maybe a pop higher within that range. So, and there we go. So far, so good. We almost reached the downside line. Look, if you want to see some higher levels on this one, I think that you probably get the drill. We need to see a break of this downside line first, and then we could go for some higher levels. Let's jump into cryptos, guys. I have a few I want to quickly go through, but the thing is, at the same time, I will go through them, but I've mentioned them yesterday, and since yesterday they did not kind of shift much, you know. So let's see what we got here. So I'll just probably repeat what I said yesterday. So for the upside, I need still to see that pop above the 38,000 mark. For the downside, this is where my ideal scenario begins for the downside, from around this 35,500, 600 territory, approximately around here. Not from this upside line, because if we do break the upside line, yes, it could open the door to some lower levels, but if it finds good support here and then rebounds back up, then we'll have ourselves a nice little range, which I don't want to see, but hey. The market doesn't always give me what I want. So, but that's why I'm, like I said, I'm very careful for now. I am just observing the price action and waiting for my clear breakout. Bitcoin Cash, this one is still holding above the 100-day EMA. Yes, below the upside line, which I've drawn previously, but that was a bit of a tentative one. So, long story short, I would say if we do drop below the 100-day EMA right here, shown as the green line on my chart, then yes, my next target will be the 200-day EMA. For now, I'm just observing the price action. This upside line can go away. It's not needed anymore. If we do climb back above the 50-day EMA, I'll consider a larger correction here to the upside, because we're still trading below this downside line drawn from the high of the 24th of October. Ethereum. Ethereum is still here, so we're kind of forming something like a bullish flag, I would say, or like maybe a triangle. The reason why I'm saying bullish flag, we have our pole, we have our little correction back down here. So, but maybe if we look at it from this perspective, then maybe it's a triangle. So, you know, we can see whatever we want to see. So at this point, I think I need to take a very conservative approach here for the downside and wait for a break, maybe somewhere below this 19, 14, 15 zone. And then, yes, we could go from there. In terms of the upside, I would say a push above the downside line could attract more buyers into the game, and then yes, the next target will be this 2,142, marked by the highest point of April. Ripple still remains below this downside line, continues to drift lower. This is what I said to you yesterday, that in order for me to go higher, a break of this downside line is needed, and also a push above the 0.6296. If I can get that, great. More, yep, there we go. More buyers here could join in, but at the same time, right now, I need to say that look, a drop below this 0.5961 territory is required. If I can get that, great. More sellers here could join in, because at the same time, we could fall below the 50-day EMA and consider maybe a move towards the 100-day EMA and the 200-day EMA. So basically, I'm going slow on this. I'm not really trying to foresee the future wave ahead of myself here. No, because I don't have a crystal ball. I only have my leather ball right here, and that's it. Kind of, you know, I have to kind of utilize that as much as I can. So yeah, that's my game plan on Ripple. Litecoin. Okay, look, we're flirting with these EMAs, the 50 and the 100. In a way, it's like we're breaking them and showing our willingness to go lower, but still struggling to remain below them. So look, I'll do it this way. If we drop and stay below the 50-day EMA, yes, I will go will go lower. For the upside, this is where I need to adjust my downside line, this upside line, and draw it as a downside one. So if we do start popping above this downside line, at the same time we could pop back above the 100-day EMA, and maybe this could open the door towards that 200-day EMA, and then we'll go from there, guys. Dogecoin drifting nicely to the downside. It's all okay. Everybody's, I think, that back into the stock market, and yeah. Look, this idea that last week I talked about this Dogecoin rally, and I said that, look, there was like some rumors that they're trying to kind of send the Dogecoin into space or something like that. Okay, that was a good, interesting, movement here. So yeah, whenever something like that comes out, I mean, this is just great. This is just amazing to see how the market reacts. And yeah, look, from the technical perspective, we still have this steep upside support line drawn from the low of the 19th of October. So if we can get a clear break below it, then yes, I will consider a move a little bit to the downside. For the upside, push above the 0.0838 zone here is required now in order to go higher. Let's jump into Forex, guys. So the RBA meeting minutes, yes, they kind of helped the Australian dollar a little bit. So you can see that we continue to push higher. I'll stick to the same game plan. I said to that my next target is the 0.661722 territories here, roughly around here, and then we'll go from there. So as long as we remain above the 200-day EMA, we can continue targeting the upside. AUDJPY drifting nicely to the downside. Now this is where the interesting bit comes in, because AUDUSD is pushing higher. So basically I think that that's mainly driving on the weakness of the US dollar. Here we have buying interest of the yen, and yes, I talked a lot about this yesterday. So we saw, because I've looked into what's happening, why the yen suddenly picked up demand, and one of the hedge funds, PIMCO, and they are buying yen, so in large quantities apparently. I don't know how much actually, but as much as I read, they said a lot. So we'll just have to trust them on that. But you can look into this actually, this material. So I mean, it's online, you can check it out. But yes, that's kind of we're seeing this decline, but actually we're seeing the stock market continuing to rally, and this is where that disbalance kind of is occurring, and this is where it kind of is worrying me. Either this is going to explode higher, or the stock market is going to just sell off. So, because if this starts shifting heavily to the downside, if AUDJPY starts shifting heavily to the downside, then, well, expect the stock market drifting lower as well. AUDCAD very quickly. So yes, I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, but as you can see, so far so good. This upside line is doing a good job. Yes, we're traveling higher. We've pushed above all my EMAs, so that's great. We reached my other target, the 0.8981 tick, and now what's next? Well, next is this. Next is this little territory right here. Roughly between the 0.9045 and 57 levels, and then we'll take it from there. So that's what I'm going to be aiming for now, and then we'll go from there. In order for me to start looking at some lower levels, then yes, a drop back below the 0.8981 territory here is required in order to go lower, in order to go towards the upside support line, drawn from the low of the 13th of October. So that's my simple approach on AUDCAD. NZDUSD, there we go. Yesterday I talked about this. I said wait for that pop. There we go. We're getting that pop. Now, question is, will we stay above this? And of course, ideally, I would like it to stay, but the market has a mind of its own sometimes. Look, that's why we just broke the barrier. So question, will we stay above it? That's a reasonable question. So that's why I'm going to aim for the 0.6121 territory for now, but only as long as we remain above the 200-day EMA. If by any chance we start drifting back below it, yes, I will consider a bit of a corrective move lower. USDJPY, boom, boom, there we go. Yesterday, if you haven't seen, I've posted this idea here. This was yesterday's scenario. So I said that, look, we broke the territory, and this is what I also talked about in my morning video. I said that, look, we broke the territory, and yes, we drifted nicely to the downside. And I would say this way, that for now, everything's working out according to the plan. Now then, I said that, look, I will keep an eye on this upside line. If that gets tested together with this 147.30 zone, then it will be very interesting to see if it can provide support. If it can, a rebound here could be possible. If it cannot, then a break of this upside line could follow. If yes, so USD CAD, we're coiling up, not in an ideal way, but we're coiling up. So that's why for now I'm just yes, keeping an eye on this territory. And to be honest, I think it's just going to prove to me that my decision is correct here to wait for a clear breakout before considering the next short-term directional move. And this is what I'm going to do exactly. USDCHF continues to slide. Look, I will be a little bit of a contrarian, and the reason why I'm saying that, because whenever we have a strong candle to the downside like this, and then we have a follow-up decline like this, like a gradual decline, we tend to kind of pop higher. Now, I know I'm contradicting a little bit on what's happening. I mean, what's written in the technical books, but I'm just going purely from my own experience, because somehow this keeps on happening. In my opinion, maybe I'm not noticing all of them, but the most of them that I'm noticing are actually, you know, like whenever I see a formation like this, it kind of pops to the upside. But it's still, you still don't know how far it will gradually decline here. It might take a while actually. But yeah, I just want to, you know what? I'm gonna kind of take I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna make a call here. So basically, let's put it this way: if it somehow starts breaking the this downside line somewhere around here, then yes, it could open the door to some higher levels. GBPUSD. So yes, we popped above the 1.2506 zone. I talked about this yesterday as well in my morning video. So there we go. My next target is the 1.2548, and if that gets cleared, it's the 1.2642. And then we'll go from there. Look, we do have a very interesting, nice level around here. Let me just put this on the chart. Just bear with me. There we go. Right here. Very interesting, near the 1.2590. So actually, even we could target that one for now. In terms of the downside, I think that maybe I will start looking at some lower levels already from around here. Oh, actually, let me just grab this one. Maybe actually from around here, from around this 1.2456. And if we do fall below it, yes, I'll consider a larger correction here to the downside. GBPCHF, I haven't looked at this one for quite a while. As you can see, it's kind of skewed a little bit. You know what I want to do? I want to remove all the drawings and start fresh. So first thing first, what do you see here? Well, what I see is something like this. I see something like of a maybe falling channel here. Look, maybe it will be the falling channel. If it is, then yes, we might see the pair drifting a little bit inside of it. But if we see not a falling channel, or maybe we see some sort of like a falling wedge pattern, then it's a different story. But again, it's not a very attractive one, so let's get rid of it for now. But look, in general, I think that the upside scenario could just come after a break of the upper side of this falling channel. While we remain inside the channel, the trend could remain to the downside, and we could still drift lower. So keep your eyes on that. You can see that the 100-day EMA could also coincide nicely with the upper side of the falling channel, and kind of all this could add up towards this idea of potential breakout, higher. And then we will aim for the 200-day EMA and so on and so on. EURCHF. So also at a very interesting spot. Oh, I mentioned this one yesterday. So look, for now, I mean, we are testing this 0.9670 territory, and if we continue to trade above it, then yes, great, more buyers here could join in, so we could pop above this 0.9670 and then go towards the 0.9694, which is the highest point of September. And if that gets cleared, well, guess what? A forthcoming higher high will be confirmed. Another positive moment here is the fact that we are sitting above all of my EMAs right now. So while we remain above all of them, then yes, there is a chance for a further move north. In terms of the downside, a break of the subside line is required in order to go lower. Euro Aussie. I've talked about GBPUSD yesterday, but I wanted to pick up on Euro Aussie because it's working in a similar way. First of all, I want to get rid of everything because yeah, it kind of moved away. I mean, from all this, I've talked about this a while ago, and now I think that it's better to mark something around here. So basically, this whole area, let me just put some lines here. So this whole area between the 1.6645 and 50 levels is somehow doing a good job. So let me just put this on the chart like this. So yeah, this whole zone, I know it got violated a few times, and yes, I mean, we sometimes moved higher, moved lower, but okay, in that case, we're oscillating around that hurt around this area. So as long as we remain above it, then there is a good chance to see something like this working out, where we could see a nice rebound and a push higher. Now, if we do fall below it and fall below the 100-day EMA, then guess what? I'm going to target the 200-day EMA together with this little territory right here. Let me just put this on the chart. There we go. This whole zone, area between the 1.6445 and 55 levels. Good potential target. But hey, a break of the 100-day below the 100-day EMA is still needed. And finally, EURUSD, guys. We're climbing higher, so we're still pushing nicely to the upside. Look, yesterday I talked about this possible idea of a correction, but there we go. Reached my 1.0945 level again, and then I said that if we do pop above it and stay above it, then yes, the next target could be around that 1.10 territory, the psychological 1.10, or maybe even all the way, we could aim for all the way for that 1.10, 50, 65 territory right here. As you can see, it acted as a good area of resistance previously, so why not to consider that again? But as long as we remain above the 1.0945 territory right here, if we fall back below it, I'm going to take a bit of a neutral stand, because then I want to see what's going to happen, because maybe we will correct back down here towards this upside support line drawn from the low of the 1st of November. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, guys, just a quick update on the 10-year note. So yesterday, I mean, I talked about this. So, I mean, it's difficult to apply technical analysis on this, but for now, yes, it seems like it wants to go lower, but for that, we need to see a drop below that 4.38 zone. So guys, that's it for this session. I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, your views, your rocket ships, your comments, everything. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, guys. And look, just a quick reminder again, neither Thursday nor Friday, we'll have the we won't have the the session, the daily the Daily Pitch International. So I will resume on Monday. So guys, I hope you'll have a fantastic trading day. Stay safe, have your stop losses in place, risk only what you can afford to lose, don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.
there, thank you very much for watching this one till the end. I really appreciate that. So like this video, we speculate your next mouse movement will be towards the subscribe button.